Hello and welcome to Talking Leeds match reaction, and myself and Gerry McNamee live from LA as we're going international this week for Portsmouth 1, Leeds United 0. Gerry, you were up at the crack of dawn, 5 o'clock in the morning. It was 12 o'clock in the sun. Bearing in mind, I'll give you a quick update. It is glorious here.
Looks lovely. It looks
lovely. Stunning weather. The washing's out, 17 degrees. But boy, oh boy, Leeds have just ruined our weekends.
Well, the weather's not great here, actually. It's chilly.
Oh,
it's probably about the same. But yeah, no matter where in the world you watch that game from, that's our worst performance of the season against a team who are missing both centre halves. A guy playing at the back who's only played 2 games centre half. I mean, journeyman team, and fair play to Portsmouth. It's a mouth. They give their all, and they didn't give us space. But man for man, we should be much better. But it's games like this are about moments, and should have been a penalty. Premier League referee, bollocks. Without VAR usage, that was as blatant. He kicked him. That would have been a penalty in the Premier League. Joel Perreault, he's been good, but he got to be putting those away. And their keeper, a worldie. But that aside, we were poor, and you look through the whole team. You look at we never got going. They played to their strengths. Jacob Murphy, diagonal balls to him, Richie. Their players wanted it more. I know that's a cliche, but the goal as well. Did you drop out there? You dropped out for a second. No, it's okay. It's just me. As long as you can hear me. You look at the goal. You think Meslier has to be stronger there. Joe Rodon was done. I mean, Joe Rodon, in fairness, got plenty of credit in the bank, and it was a good ball behind. But Meslier, commit one way or the other. Come out or don't. But good finish. And we had chances. But, all over the pitch. Tanaka had his worst game for Leeds. Again, the guy that's got loads in the pot. I only noticed Brendan Aronson second half. And he's got to be dropped. He's not contributing anything. Our midfield didn't contribute anything today. And I think we got Ramzani and Willie on the bench. There's no point in giving them 15 minutes at the end. And as far as Farke's concerned, we could all see that Rothwell needed to come on half-time. He's got to change this 60-minute, 70-minute bringing on players. And then it's throw everybody on, throw all the strikers on. I thought his performance today was manager of the month curse. We all knew it was going to happen, and so we knew this was going to squeeze up and this was pressure on. But all of a sudden, the 5 points that we were leading that's evaporated now. Sheffield United, Burnley probably should have dropped points at Cardiff. They didn't. That's there in a run. Sheffield United haven't been great, but they've won the game since, got those 5 points back. And it's squeaky bum time. Man, me and you, we've been talking the last few weeks, when are we going to get promoted? And egg on face, we shouldn't have done that. The way we were playing, you thought, but I suppose positives, we're still top of the table, goal difference. This week is crucial. Burnley have West Brom. I think Sheffield have, there's a Sheffield derby next week. We've got our easiest ground where we always win. We're going to QPR next Saturday. We got Millwall at home. So we get 6 points is vital. The other scores, however they go, but we just got to get back on track. And some of the players.
It's the curse. I don't know if you've seen the stats. The curse of the early kickoffs. Leeds have only won 1 or 2 or whatever in the last 12, 13. But it's ridiculous. So Sky no doubt will be wanting to change our fixtures for the remainder of the season to ensure that we stay in the Championship. But I think completely agree with you, Gerry. It was just absolutely shambolic. I think we were lethargic. I think we just didn't have it. The midfield, for me, it was crying out for Rothwell, but it was too soon, too late, wasn't it? It was too little, too late, really, wasn't it? And I think there's always a problem because I thought, right, he's throwing the kitchen sink at this. Even put bloody Melee up for the final kind of couple of corner kicks. But there's always a risk, isn't there, Gerry? When you've got those 6 attacking players on, you just lose your absolute composition, you lose your positioning. And it was just absolutely evident there. And fair play to Portsmouth because they taught us a lesson, and I just hope that for God's sake, Leeds learn from this and they learn quickly because we can't carry on like this.
Their atmosphere was bouncing. I'm sure it sounded on TV. I noticed. I'm normally there, but I noticed that Sky TV are fucking rubbish. That sort of disappears, doesn't it? You don't hear it. They're very clever the way they do that. But yeah, I mean, fair play. All those Leeds fans probably left in the early hours. They've got a long journey back, and they deserve better than that. We could look and we could have dropped points against Sheffield and Sunderland. We have to look at the positives, and today, as you say, hopefully they'll learn from it. And Fark needs to tinker a bit. I mean, if you go through the team, Nelly was looking okay actually. He was taking crosses and commanding his box as well, but he just needs to be better there. But again, the guy took it well, and Rodon had a go at him, and Nelly had a go back, and that's not always good to see. I thought Bogle give away his usual free kicks around the box. Didn't get going down. The wings were just crowded, and they knew what they were doing. Didn't get going down. Firpo had a great run into the box, and you thought that didn't go in. You thought, well, that's it. Strike was a bit scruffy today. Rodon, he does his job. I say Tanaka had his worst game. I hope the Premier League scouts were watching him today, but it wasn't his game. Gruev didn't really contribute anything, and as I say, Aronson, he just was. It wasn't he was awful. He's non-existent, not physical, doesn't create anything. And time has come now. You got to try something else. Ramzani and Willie are ready to go. Joel Peru, though, he's been banging them in, but he had a good keeper, 2 great saves. Fair play. Their keeper was on form today. But
I'll tell you what, though, Jerry, if that was Patrick Bamford, he'd have been absolutely slaughtered on social media for those misses. And it is what it is, isn't it? But I don't know. It's just, I think you're right. I think there needs to be a change with Aronson because it's just not working. He goes through these periods of in the season, hasn't he? Where he just goes missing constantly for 3 or 4 games, and then all of a sudden, bang, he's in.
Yeah, he scored a couple of goals. So, he does. I mean, Dan James came into the game later, but he wasn't getting going, and Solomon had a couple of flashes, but not the consistency. And they play to their strengths. And as I say, Marlon Pack, who's Portsmouth through and through, and he's an emergency centre half. They're missing 2 centre halves. They're missing a striker who scored against the Elland Road. So yeah, we got a big one coming. Millwall. We got to beat Millwall at home on Wednesday, and we got a QPR, which is our bogey ground. I remember last season. This is when they need to stand up. Is this our Luke Ayling moment after Forest when we looked down at? We lost first game back after COVID. We lost at Cardiff, and we thought, and we need to go on a run again. We need to shake it up a bit. Imagine having a striker who we signed coming off the bench maybe and doing something. I mean, Matteo Joseph, unfortunately, he's not the answer coming off. And as you say, we lose our shape, and everybody's throwing at us. And Sam Byron, that late header, the keeper touches it up. If we'd got a draw at it today, we'd be delighted. But we've got a few big weeks, and I am not going to talk about getting promotion when we get it. And I just feel what a stupid thing to say. We should never have gone. But 2 weeks ago, we were 5 and 7 points clear.
We take it all back, Jerry. We take it all back. We're looking forward to a trip to Wembley again to take on Fat Frank.
Fat Frank in the semi-final. It's written.
I can't wait. That's what I'm looking forward to.
No, he's going to beat us in the semi-final. It'll just be unbearable. Absolutely unbearable. That prick who's I've seen it for weeks, but I'm feeling it now. But this is Leeds. This is what we expect. We
on the flip side, Jerry, I was looking at just a quick one. I'm looking at Coventry's fixtures, which they've got Burnley to play and Sheffield United to come back to back, and I think they've also got Sunderland in and amongst there. So they need to show us. They could do us a bit of a favour, please, Frank. And we'd never say that.
Well, in fairness, the last couple of games, I mean, Burnley were home to Luton yesterday, and Luton were down to 10 men after about 20 minutes. So, Sheffield United were at home to Preston. They were games they were always going to win, and the last few weeks to squeeze it up. There'll always be times when they'll squeeze up, and then there'll be times that they're going to have to drop points as well. But we just need to shake off Burnley. My mate's a Sheffield United fan, and we just need to shake them off, Burnley, and then that'll be fine. So it's going to spoil my trip. But I almost missed the game because I didn't realise the clocks went forward here last night. I didn't know that.
Okay.
So
it was a couple more weeks in the UK, isn't it? I think is it back in the March? Yeah.
29th of March. But so it was a 5 o'clock kickoff, and a bit weird watching it at like that. But and having to listen to Neil Warnock, who's actually quite supportive of. He was saying the penalty was a penalty. Lee Henry's okay. I think he's a professional brummie. He's he's got a bit of that going on. But he was okay. So watching on Sky, I'd rather be there. But I must have been not sorry I'm missing out on a 4-hour journey back. But it's been a lousy sporting weekend. I watched the rugby yesterday morning. That we got hammered. I watched my team Dundalk the other night lose a 2-goal lead in injury time. It's been rubbish. So I'm just going to sod off and jump on a ship to Mexico now, and that'll do it. I had a tour around Hollywood last night. I was by the sign and looking at Sandra Bullock's house, which we shouldn't really. And there was something the Pretty Woman did, and someone was murdered, and the Golden Mile and whatever it is. So that was.
I'm sure there's a lot of our owners who live around LA, Gerry. I think you need to go and have a word with them. You need to be seeking out.
We should have bought a striker. We should have bought a number 10 and a striker. We weren't saying that a couple of weeks ago, were we? So we've got that. We've been to Vegas, and that was chilly, but mad place. Won some money, lost some money, and that was. Is
the Donald Trump shop still in Las Vegas Airport?
Well, there's a big, massive tower of Trump.
Really?
Yeah. It's interesting. I saw a few MAGA hats around, but you speak to a lot of people, and they're disgusted with what's going on. But they're mad. They've got no culture over here. They've got no class. I shouldn't say. Well, sorry to American viewers. You're a great bunch of lads. We did the Grand Canyon in a helicopter. That was.
Oh yes, saw that. Fabulous.
Although the guy, I did tell him to turn off the big fan, but he said no. I think we best leave that on. It's a big fan roof. Yeah, that was it. But great time. Yeah, so another week to go. It's weird not being at a Leeds game, but must admit, after a day like that, I just, as soon as the final whistle went, I switched off. I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch anything else. And Daniel, you gotta change it. Some players need to step up, and we need to go out and hammer Millwall. We owe them one anyway. They've been a vile club the last few weeks. Some of the things they've done and said, and QPR, this is the time to bury that bogey. And last year was our worst game last year. Let's hope this is our worst, and we go again. We've gone 4 months unbeaten, 3 defeats all season. If you look at the record, we're top of the table. Yes, by goal difference, but if you said to us by middle of March we're top of the table, and 2 points ahead of third place, you would say, okay, let's push on to the end. Let's get to that international break.
Yeah, still in that with the good cushion. I think if we can still maintain that 2-point gap, we can hopefully. We've got a good goal difference, as you say. That could be a point. We've got to really just kick on now and just see this through. 10 games to go. 10 absolutely mammoth games for Leeds. And obviously you've got Burnley and Sheffield United in the mix. They've got to play each other, so one of them has to drop points. It's not all doom and gloom, is it?
Win all our games and we're up. That's as easy as that. Yeah. You know what would be lovely as well? If we could get a nice cup of tea. Can't get tea over here.
Oh, no. Should have took some Yorkshire tea with you, Gerry.
Yeah, we should. And I just, I sampled some southern food yesterday, grits. You ever try grits? I always want. I've read about them in books, and you hear stories people had grits and biscuits. It was a bit weird. But went to a diner in Vegas and I had the biggest breakfast ever. They don't do things by half. But I had
when I did that there, I think I went to. Is it Denny's? Denny's, I think it was. And literally like sausage and bacon or something, bacon and eggs, and then you got literally another.
Yeah, we went to Peppermill. Peppermill was. I've been prompted by my producer here. Peppermill. And she's a Man U fan, but she doesn't care. They're rubbish. Yeah. So it's weird. It's weird looking at games at sort of in the morning, but. The Millwall game will be afternoon and QPR will be back early morning. So let's hope by the next time we speak, we'll be talking about a slight gap, maybe Burnley drop points. And we just, this is what tests us, but we're Leeds fans. We knew this was coming. We knew what it's like. Yeah, and I just hate the club at the moment. I don't want to read anything about it. You know that afterwards you want to look at every clip and everything, and all the naysayers are out, and there is a few things floating around social media. We should be humble in victory, not go mad and say we're getting promoted in 3 weeks, and measured in defeat, and say, right, we got 10 games left. Let's not meet Fat Frank, and let's hope he falls off his perch as well. I don't want to have to go to Wembley and be disappointed.
No, I agree.
We don't want to do it.
No. So come on, Leeds, get it sorted. Gerry, thank you so much for joining us live from Los Angeles in the United States of America. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. It does in your Beverly Hills mansion.
Leeds were still shit, even though wherever we are in the world, we all know there's people. I was looking, there's people in Japan. Somebody told me a bar I could have went to here, but I wasn't going to it at 5 o'clock in the morning. And everybody around the world, we're all feeling sick. We're all Leeds, and this is what we do. So
on to the next one. Enjoy, Gerry, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon. And enjoy the rest of your holiday.
All right, thank you. Come on, Leeds.
Cheers, guys. Come on, let's have you.